Alright you guys, happy Friday. Welcome to my channel. Just want to wait until everybody gets on here. Wait until we get a view. We get one person on here. You guys, it's Friday. Happy Friday. Sorry I'm a little bit late today. Not sure why. It's really... Let me see if I can turn this down here. The brightness. Alright, Jin Woo, Truth and Downfall. You guys, thank you so much. Happy Friday, you guys. Let's get started soon. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I was actually just up, I ran up to my property manager to give her some gift for the holidays. Hey, how's it going? Oh gosh. And you guys, again, I apologize for the pronunciation on your name. Drew, hey, Malkachi, welcome buddy. So you guys, today I'm gonna give you guys a breakdown of one wholesale deal. I hope you guys can see that. But it's for $137,000, but we net $132, and I'll share with you why. You guys can see that. Let me see here. Okay. So, anyways, you guys, let's get started. Last time I was early, let's get started, you guys. Happy Friday, you guys. Hope you guys are having a good Friday morning. So, also too is after I'm done with this, we're heading to Seattle, but I'm gonna try to upload another video for you guys tonight. I had a conversation with the seller yesterday, and this is for those of you who are having some issue, maybe trying to line up buyers to go out to the property, try and go out to the property when maybe you already have a lot of showing already. So we already had a couple, like 3 to 4 showing already on her property. And because of the condition of the house, she has a lot of stuff. And she's like, well, Khang, why are you sending more people to my property? So we didn't have, so the buyer that we sent out, based on the repair costs and based on what's needed, it's not going to work for them. So I have to now send another buyer. This will be the 5th buyer that's going to come out. So she's like, Khang, what is going on? So you guys, I'll share with you guys on the phone call how I handle it and what's got her to agree and say, okay, let's send another one out there. So we have that set up for tomorrow. So I'll upload it after I'm done with this, okay? So let's get right into it, you guys. So this one here, on this deal here, at this time, our marketing budget was maybe $1,000 or $2,000. And this comes from yellow letters, all right? Now, for those of you who's new to the channel, guys, I'm doing a live deal every single Friday where I share with you some of the deal that we did in the past or some of the deal that we currently closed, and I'll give you guys a breakdown. And also, too, since I'm doing it live, you guys will be able to ask any questions, so that way I can answer them. All right. So this deal comes from yellow letter, you guys, and I think the most important thing is being consistent and persistent. A lot of times, it's. We have more budget now. We're spending about $20,000 now in marketing, which means we can generate more deals, but it doesn't mean that you need that kind of money to start making deals. You can, there's people that have a couple $100 in the bank and they just try to do all the cheaper and freer way to get these deals, and it's about being consistent and persistent, you guys. So this deal comes from our yellow letters. So he calls us, and him and his wife is currently, at the time was in the nursing home, and the property is actually currently rented or rented out to his son, okay, It's been renting out for his son for many, many years now. So he calls us on our yellow letters and saying, hey, Khang, I just got one of your letter here. We're not really ready to sell, but I would like to hear what you got to say, because we're thinking about selling it to our son because he has been wanting to buy this property from us for a very long time now. So anyway, I chat with him back and forth, kind of collect all the information on the property that's needed. And then we set up a time where we did the research, and then we made him an offer, all right? Now, this property, after fix up, it's probably going to worth about, I would say, almost $400,000, all right? Almost $400,000. And at the time when I was gathering the information with the seller, he wasn't ready to sell because his son promised him that his son wants to do and own a contract to buy this property from him, okay? To buy this property from him. And so at the time, he was just calling just to kind of see what we have to offer. So I kind of chat with him. He pretty much gave me the number, and you guys won't believe it. He said, Khang, I got this house, this property appraised for about 4 years ago for $350,000. But it's not in the condition that it's in now. My son, he's been living there. He's been trashing it. So I figured that the property's going to worth about I think he said 150 or something like that. 150 or so, or 175. I don't remember exactly. I should have pulled a number. But that's what he said. And, right off the bat, I knew it was a good deal. I kind of already know the area already. Knew it was a good deal. So I was kind of trying to engage him into seeing if he would consider selling at this time and maybe doing a extension on a date to close out further. All right. So basically get it under contract at this time and then set the closing date to be out whenever he wants, maybe 6 months, a year out, whenever it is. But at least I get that property locked in. So that's what I was trying to engage him in. And that was at the time that I presented him the offer. I think we came to an agreement on $125,000. On $125,000. Okay, and he said, and at the time we didn't really agree. He just said, Khang, that sounds like a fair price to me. And so that's something I might consider down the road if we do change your mind and would consider selling with you, okay? So anyways, you guys, this was a close follow-up. I put him on a follow-up. It was a week. We follow up with him, touching base. Then it was a month. Then it was 2 months. Then it was 2.5 months. So we touch base with him every month or so, at least once or twice, all right? Now, he's in the nursing home. He already told me, he told me a couple times already. He's like, Khang, when I'm ready, I'll give you a call. You're the first one on the list. I haven't talked to anybody else. Okay, all right? So, but I want to keep him on a tight close-up, but also, too, is not annoy him, all right? I didn't want to be that, pushy, right? Definitely want to keep him tight, but didn't want to be pushy, all right? Because basically, when you're on the phone, you got to be able to feel it. You got to be able to judge it and kind of feel where the seller is kind of coming from. Is he okay with you making a couple of phone calls a month, or is he just say, hey, you know what, back off a little bit? So that's kind of what I did. So after 4 months, all right, after 4 months, I call him again. He said, yeah, Khang, my son, we're starting to run out of money, and my son still haven't performed. He said that he was going to buy it, he was going to make me payment, but he hasn't performed, all right? So I knew that I was going to get this deal. I just need to keep it tight. So 6 months in, right? 6 months in, he finally calls me back, and he said, Khang, I am ready now. I'm ready now to sell the property. My son, he was promising me, but nothing happens yet. He haven't made me a single payment in rent, showing me that he wants to buy this property. And I know that my son does not have the money to buy it. He's trying to get some lender, some private, some hard. He's trying to go to the bank, but he's not going to be able to get the money to buy this property. And my wife and I are running out of time because they're living at a nursing home, and you guys, nursing homes are expensive. It's costing them between $5,000 to $6,000 a month. All right, so they're running out of time and running out of budget. So they're like, Khang, we would like to talk to you and discuss with you on the sale for a property. Now we're ready. How much or how soon can you close? You guys, I knew this was a good deal. I knew it was a great deal. So we came to an agreement. I think we came to an agreement on, after talking with him back and forth, at the 125, he needed more money. And I think we came to an agreement about 240, 247 or something like that, okay? So I said, okay, that's going to work. All right, so what he said is, how quickly can you close? I said, would closing within the next 30 days, 35 days or less, would that be okay with you? He said, Khang, yes, but he said that would be fine, but within the next 15 days, Khang, I need $4,000 wired into my bank account, and that's going to be reduced from the purchase price because we need that money to pay for our living here at the nursing home. I said, done. If we can do that for you, I said, if I can get that approval and do that for you, my heart was so excited, you guys. But I said, okay, and then I stop a little bit and I say, I said, so if I can get that approved and if we can do that for you, are you ready to get the paperwork done and sell your property right now? He said, Khang, if you can make that happen, you got a deal and we can get this thing done. You guys, 15 days later, we did the whole thing. We sent that purchase and sell into Chicago Title. We sent Chicago Title the $4,000 that's needed. So we don't deliver it to him. We don't wire to his bank. It got to go through title company, you guys, because they got to keep track of the paperwork. Because now if the seller backs out the deal, you know, that's already in title, that's recorded. He's bound to make this transaction happen. If not, then he must refund you the $4,000 because there's a paper trail, and Chicago Title, the title company, is the third party to ensure that you're protected. Obviously, the seller protected, the buyer protected, and whatever is agreed upon should be executed just like it is. Okay, so we send that money in. He got the money. You guys, we found the buyer within. Okay, so now let me tell you about this. About my whole thing is sometimes it's not just about the pricing. It's not just about the pricing is one thing, you guys, but also too is having the right buyer, and the bigger pool buyer is probably going to help you guys out to get most of your deal sold. Because let me share this with you. This deal here, I sent out to so many buyers because whoever's going to buy this property over has to evict the son that is living there, because that's another reason why the seller needs to sell this, and he doesn't want to sell it listing his property. First, he needs the money quick. Second is because he knew that his son was going to have a cow when he knows that the property is being sold, and also too is that he's not going to be happy with showing the property over and over again. So you know so the seller's thinking of all of this thing that could go wrong with the sale. So he needs someone to come in and make it a quick, hassle, and easy for him. Okay. So you guys, I don't have the exact number, so let me make sure the calculator really quick here. So when we market this property out, so we tied up for about 145, 147. We market this property out at I think 290. All right, 290,000. All right, you guys. So let me see here. Let me go 290 minus 145. That's 140. 290 minus 145. That's $145,000. That's $145,000 assignment fee. You guys, I sent this out for $290,000. All the sellers all the buyers, they went out there, they looked at the property, and they knew what exactly they have to get into this property. Is that they're gonna deal with this eviction, all right? A lot of them say no, it's too high, it's too much, I don't like the location, I don't like this, I don't like that, the number doesn't work, it's too high. You guys, and I got a buyer came back and said, and we have done business with him before, and he said, Khang, I won't be able to do it for $290, but would you consider $250? You guys, this is after about 7 days go by, and I almost kind of like, you know what, it seemed like it's still a good spread, you know, I almost pulled the trigger and accept it. I say, no, you know what, I'm going to try to market this thing a little bit more. And you guys, this buyer that comes in, that put an offer, a full price offer on this deal, he was looking for a property that he's going to fix it up himself and he's going to live in it. All right? So he was okay with paying that high of a price. He didn't look to make a huge profit on it. He didn't looking to buy and fix and flip it. He's looking to just to fix it up and live it in there for a while. He's looking for acreage. You know, he knew that after he fixed it up, there's still some equity for him. So he was okay with paying that price. And you guys, I got this lead from a realtor. I started to go on Google and Google all the realtor in the local area. I would just start pounding the phone, right? Since I sent it out all to my buyers, I pop it up on Craigslist, I pop it up on social media, I sent it out to all my buyers, and I got no bites at full price. So I decided to, you know what, let's just call some realtor. Let's just call some realtor that I haven't, that I don't know yet. So I start pounding the phone, I call on the realtor, I send him out, I said, hey, here's the deal. It's a great deal. You got any cash buyer that's ready to go on this? And I got a call back from a realtor, said, hey, Khang, I might have a buyer. He has cash. He's ready to go. And you guys got to verify with the realtor over the phone. Does your buyer have cash ready to go? Is he ready to pull the trigger after he do the walkthrough and inspection? And you got to let him know this is a one-time walkthrough inspection. All right, and you said that's how we operate, and the reason why is because we don't want to send them in and out again because of the seller. We already told the seller that we're gonna make it a hassle-free sell for them. So typically how we operate is when you guys go in there, bring your contractor, bring your inspector, bring whoever you need to bring with you. Look at as much as you want. Ask any question regarding the property as you want. But afterward, we need an answer whether you want to move forward or you don't, or maybe you have an offer price for us, but we cannot get you back in there. You guys, that's so important. And the reason why is because you want to lay that up front, because you don't want the buyer to come back. All right, you don't want the buyer to go in there, did their inspection, came back, and they're ready to go, and all of a sudden they're like, you know what, Khang, I need to walk into the property one more time. You don't want that. The reason why is you want them ready to go, and you want them to have their mindset straight, knowing that, hey, you know what? Here it is. Here's the one-time shot. I need to go in here and get this thing done and get it. So you don't want them to come back and try to ask you to get back into the property again, because you guys, I did that before and things might go wrong. They like it the first time. They do another walkthrough on the second time. Something happens, something changes, and they want to back out. So you don't want to do that, all right? So I told the realtor, if your buyer's ready, shoot me time, shoot me date, I'll make it happen. So we set up the walkthrough for them. They got their inspector to go in there. It took them about 20 to 30 minutes. They walked through the property. They noted what they knew what needed to be done, what they're up with. They said, Khang, we're ready to pull the trigger. I asked them, great, how quickly can you guys close? Because I got another buyer. Even though I don't, you guys, I said I got another buyer that I'm going to set up another walkthrough. And if we got a deal here and you guys can perform, then I can cancel that walkthrough, and I don't, then I don't have to set up that appointment again if we were to have a deal. He said, Khang, cancel that appointment. We got a deal. How much deposit do you need? I said, you guys need to drop a $25,000 non-refundable deposit. And on this deal, you guys, we did another double closing. So we did another double closing. So basically, I said, hey, you guys got to drop a $25,000 non-refundable within the next day. Can you guys do that? How quickly can you guys close? They will always ask you, the buyer will ask you, how much time do I have, or how soon are you looking to close? Ask them back. You want them to give you a number first. So ask them back. So say, well, you know what? How quickly can you close? You guys will be surprised. Sometimes they say, Khang, I can close in 3 days. I can close in 7 days. I can close in 10 days. So that's the reason why you don't want to give a number first, because you want this transaction to be closed as quickly as possible. All right, you guys, because nothing is done until you get that check in your hand. So you want to ask them, let them give you a number, and if it's too far out, you come back and you tell them, you know what? Typically, you are ready to go. It's a cash transaction. Title's company will get this done very quickly. Typically, on all of our deals, we want to close within the next 10 to 15 days or less. Can you do that? You guys. So you ask them back. When they do that, have that non-refundable deposit, send them. So here, you guys, so we send them another purchase and sale agreement between, so we do a double closing on this. So we send another purchase and sale agreement. It's a complete different purchase and sale agreement between you and the end buyer than you and the seller, because this purchase and sale agreement is going to protect you as the seller, all right? So we draw that up. We send it out to them. They sign it. They send it back. The next day, they drop that $25,000, and we close, I think roughly about 15 or 17 days afterward, after everything is signed. We did a double closing. So on this deal here, we pay for all the seller closing costs. Okay, so you got to track that. Then we pay for, but when we did the purchase and sell with that end buyer, we told them, you're going to pay for all the closing costs. So now they pay for all of our seller closing costs. So I didn't have to worry about that. I just need to worry about minusing the closing costs that I agreed to pay for the seller. All right, you guys? So everything is negotiable. How do you get a different contract? How do you get a different contract? Well, you guys, I'm here for you guys. You guys ask, so I deliver. drop me an email and I'll send you guys the purchase and sale contract between me and between you and the end buyer. All right. So you guys, anyways, so that's pretty much what we did. We did a double closing on this, and it closes. And that's why, minusing all the fees and all the double closing costs, that's where we come out to be at. Now, you guys will be surprised. Guess what? The realtor that brought us the buyer, typically he would want, typically a realtor would want about, 3 to, 2.5 to 3%. That's kind of their commission. So on a 290 minus 3%, I would have, hold on a second, 290 minus 3%. So 281. So I would have to pay him almost a $10,000 commission. All right. Let me make sure I did it right. Yep. I would almost have to pay him a $10,000 commission. Guess what? I asked him the questions. When I said, well, you know what, on this deal here, so what are you, if we do a deal together, what are you hoping to get for it? What's your fee? He said, Khang, this is a good friend of mine. I just really want him. You got it. Sorry about that, you guys. I got the incoming call. But anyways, he said, Khang, it's a really good friend of mine. I really want him to get the deal. I don't want anyone else to get the deal. I don't want him to lose the deal. You know what? Why don't you just pay me $5,000? You guys, I was already ready to pay him $10,000 or $15,000, right? I was already. But I asked him. You guys always ask them. Let them tell you what they want. Okay? Always. That's my question too. Always ask them what they want, because you want to make sure that they are happy, because they are going to be the one that give you the number. And if it's too high, then obviously, you can throw back your number. Because in their mind, they're already thinking this is going to be a negotiation thing. So you want to let them give you the number. So he said, Khang, if you pay me $5,000, I'm happy. So we can get this deal done. I don't want to lose it to another buyer, etc. I said, done. So I end up closing, pay him, and we also end up giving him a couple thousand extra. Just to let him know, hey, thanks a lot, and we look forward to doing more deals with you in the future. All right, you guys always trying to treat them. You already make a good profit. We try to treat every single realtor or anybody, bird dog, who brings us a deal or who brings us a buyer. We always ask them what they want, and if within our budget or fees, if we're making good money, we're always trying to give them some money, letting them know that, hey, we're different than other investors you work with. We want to make sure that you're taken care of and everybody's come out win-win and everybody makes money, all right? So you guys, that's it. That is the deal. You guys have any question? Let's answer your question right now. But you guys, we're almost hitting 300 subscribers. We got 9 more people for us to hit 300. You guys, am I still live? So drop me some questions. Let me know what's your questions. But drop me a comment. I'll get those reposts. When you called the realtor, did you tell them you were a wholesaler and had the property on the contract? Great, I'm still... Okay, so when you talk to the realtor, a lot of realtor, you guys, don't really know what a wholesaler is. The one that really know what wholesaler is the one that also work with investor, all right? So typically when I call them, I don't say I'm a wholesaler. I'm just saying, hey, you know what? We have a property here up under contract that we're looking to assign. Do you have any cash buyer that's interested in this deal that we have? And typically when you say assign, most realtor will know. And if they don't know, then you just have to try to see if you can explain to them, saying, hey, I got this property tied up, and I'm looking for a buyer for it that would be interested in buying it, fix it, and flip it, or buying, fix it, and rent it out. And you can just let them know, hey, you know what? We have a lot of property we have a lot of project we're working on right now. So, so I just want to see if we can find another buyer for this property. Because a lot of time when you say you're wholesaling, they don't know what it is. You can try to tell them, yeah, we got this property tied up. We're just looking to find another cash buyer so we can assign it over to them and see if they understand it like that. And a lot of times some of them ask questions. Oh, I don't know if that's legal. Then you know what? That's probably not the realtor you want to work with. So just click the phone, go on to the next one. But you guys, there's plenty of realtor out there that knows it. Or if you tell them exactly what's what you're looking to do, they will know. If they work with cash buyer, they will know. If some For those for the one that don't know, they don't work with cash buyer. They work with, you know, first time home buyer or conventional loan or FHA loan, you know, or VA loan. They only know the traditional way. But typically the one that work with cash buyer, they do somewhat know. All right, so you just need to let them know. But I don't tell them I'm a wholesaler. I say we got a property under contract. We're just looking to assign. Do you have any cash buyer that's interested in this property? Would you rather want you to go through their process and use their own? No. So basically, own realtor purchase and sell contract. No. You just tell them, hey, you know what? We have our own purchase and sell contract. We have our own assignment contract. When you're buyer, this is how we operate. So if you want to work with us, great. You know, if you don't, I can understand that. But you know, but a lot of times you just got to do what you got to do sometime. And what I mean by that is, let's just say that you send it out and this is your only buyer. This is your only buyer, and you're getting to the time where you need it to close. And the realtor said, well, Khang, you know what? I'm not comfortable with using your contract. Why don't, you know, I write up my own purchase and sell contract? Well, just make sure. So the contract that you already have with the seller is already yours. And now if you do, so what I'm saying, what you're asking is that if you do a double closing and that realtor said, hey, I want to use our own contract, our own purchase and sell contract, then you just want to make sure that when he sent it over, you just, you know, so I'm saying if that is your only buyer and for you to execute and wrap this deal up, the realtor said, we're not going to use your contract, Khang. The only contract we're going to use is this one. It's our realtor purchase and sell agreement. Well, you got to make sure that in there, you got to put it that, hey, the buyer is taking on the property as is, whereas not going to hold they're not going to hold the seller for any responsibility. They're taking it on as is, whereas, and there's no condition whatsoever. And when they have that, you guys might maybe want to get an attorney to kind of review it, or maybe have another realtor friend that will review it, and then just pay him some money saying, hey, you know what? You want to help me review this? I just want to make sure as a seller, I'm protected because the other party wouldn't want to use my own purchase and sell agreement. So you want to get a realtor review it just to make sure you are protected. So just make sure if it's anything that's attached or anything going on, that the buyer is going to take care of everything. All right, you guys? Because that's what's in our own purchase and sell agreement, is to protect us, all right? Whether when we're buying or whether when we're selling, all right? So first you want to let them know, no. You know what? No. You guys, this is a great deal. You know, our contract is pretty standard. You can have your attorney review it. You can have, do you ask for proof of funds from a cash buyer? Okay, let me get to that. Do you just ask for a non-refundable? Okay, so let me finish this one up and I'll answer that questions. So basically, you let them know. You're like, hey, you know, this is a great deal. You guys got a great deal. This is a purchase, you know, it's just a standard purchase and sell agreement that we use for a double closing. You guys can have your attorney review it. You guys can review it. If you have any question or any concern, you know, we're here. We're more than happy to answer that question for you. But our title company is so used to us doing this. They're used to seeing our agreement, our contract. So, you know, to be honest with you, this is the route we wanted to go. So you tell them you play hardball. So play hard first. All right, play hard first and see what they say. And if they won't, then it's up to you to say, hey, you know what? I chat with my team, and you know what? We want to get this deal done with you. Send over your agreement. We'll review it, and I'll see if I can get an approval. All right. Always make sure that they're not just dealing with you, but they're dealing with your partner, your company. So that way when they are negotiating with you, they know that you're not just a person that they need to get to, but they need to get to other person as well. So it makes it complicated for them. All right, you guys? So that's the answer to that. But first, you want to play hard. You want to make sure they use your agreement, okay? And you guys, every beginning of my buyers have no reason. They just want to make sure that, you know, it's closing with a legit title company or escrow, whatever it is, or attorney, and make sure everything is done properly. Now, back to the question about proof of funds when buyers come in. Nope, I don't. I usually don't. You know, whether they do hard, private, their own cash, I normally don't get proof of fund. I just said, hey, if they drop off a non-refundable, you guys, I mean, typically my non-refundable are like, you know, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 depending on the assignment fee. But I always make sure that they put a large amount of down payment all right, the non-refundable, so that when they walk away, I make sure that I take the seller take care of, because because you put up the earnest money with you and the seller, you get the seller taken care of. They walk away, and if at that closing time the buyer walks away, they lose the non-refundable. You make sure you get the seller taken care of. Hey, for some reason my partner is blowing up, my partner's going crazy, and some reason happened, and I'm sorry, but we won't be able to close on this, and because of in default and we can't close on it, here's your earnest money that we promised. Here you go, and you guys got that money non-refundable from your buyer. And you guys, everything can be talked and can be negotiated. So when it comes to that time, tell your seller, hey, let's just say you put a $500 non-refundable. Tell your seller, I'm going to give you guys, so I'm going to now, you guys can keep this $500 non-refundable. The purchase price still stay the same. I'm going to give you guys an extra $1,000. So let's just say you already told your buyer to put in $5,000 non-refundable. So now you're saying, hey, I'll give you $1,000 non-refundable right now, cash, if you're willing to extend this contract out, so I can talk with my partner, so I can work with him and see what's going on and try to get this figured out and trying to help it and trying to still close on this. Can you do that? You guys, money talks. All right, and this guy tells me, Khang, when you deal with a situation like this, a lot of time money will solve a lot of your problem. All right, dealing with seller, dealing with buyers, it's all about coming down to the price, the money, and things like that. Okay, so when you offer that, and just making an offer, right? You still have you're still walking away positive, and you're just giving the seller some money, some incentive to extend that contract out, extend that closing date out, so maybe you can go and fish and find another buyer. All right, you guys. So yeah, hopefully that answered your questions, but no, I don't ask for a proof of fund. As long as they put a non-refundable down, then I'm good to go. Any other question, you guys? Any other question? Can you please explain escrow process for the newbie once you find a deal? PS, sign, then send into a, oh God, I couldn't even read it. Okay, so the process. First, you have a purchase and sale agreement between, so let's just say once you found the deal, once you negotiate with the seller, and you guys have agreed on a price and a closing date, and the purchase and sale contract has been signed, what you're gonna do now is you're gonna take that purchase and sale agreement, go to your title company, okay, give that purchase and sale agreement to them, and I don't know about you guys in your purchase and sale agreement, but in ours, we don't even need to drop off the earnest money. Like, I can actually keep the earnest money, and then once I found a buyer and ready to close on it, that's when I can say, hey, wire in that $500 earnest money. Because in our contract, it allows whoever it is, we don't have to put it in escrow. Anybody can keep that, all right, that earnest money. But okay. But let's just keep it simple and keep it straight. You drop off that purchase and sale contract to your title company along with the earnest money. That's whatever the amount is that you agree with the seller. A lot of times, you guys, seller doesn't even ask for earnest. Like, they don't even ask, like, Khang, how much are you putting in earnest money? You guys, I can put in there $1, $2, $5. Like, they don't even ask. They just know that this is the purchase price. All right, all they want to know is, okay, it is on the contract. Here's the purchase price. All right, that's agreed upon. We pay for all the closing costs. That's their concern. So once you drop that off, now what you're gonna do is you're gonna start marketing. Okay, you're gonna send out trying to send out on the property information. Once you get a buyer that's ready to go, and this is when you assign. So I'm gonna say when you assign the contract. So when you have a buyer that's ready to go, let's just say you have $500 earnest money in escrow, you want to now tell your buyer to put down more than that. So it got to be more than the $500. So $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, but you want to get as much as you can. You want the buyer to be stuck and to be locked in. You want the buyer to know that, hey, if I walk away, shoot, man, I'm going to lose $5,000 or $10,000. You wanted them to not walk away. If they do, they're going to lose a lot of money. And also, too, is make sure that you're covered, okay? So once you got a buyer locked in, you have them deposit that non-refundable. You take that assignment agreement. Now, when you assign the contract, once again, the seller's not going to know how much you make, but the buyer's going to know how much you make. The buyer's going to know how much you make. You take that assignment agreement, you turn it into escrow. Do the buyer send non-refundable to title company? Yes. So once the buyer is agreed on their non-refundable amount, they are going to, so you tell them how quickly can they drop off, but typically within the next day, all right? So within the next day, you want to see that non-refundable in escrow, but you ask them, because a lot of times they will say, Khang, I can drop it off within an hour, 2 hours. All right, you say, great, I'm gonna make that agreement till the end of today. You don't want to give them more time than what they say. All right. So if they say 3 to 4 days, you say, sorry, would you be able to do it the next day? I can have the title company email you a wire instruction. You don't need to leave the sale of your house. Sorry for the interruption. You don't need to leave the comfort of your home. You can just wire in the money to the escrow, but we need that non-refundable in to make this a legit deal. All right. So what it is you take that assignment, you turn it into escrow. The title company now is going to contact that buyer, okay? And also too, you want to let your escrow agent know, saying, hey, contact the buyer. The buyer's going to need to drop off this non-refundable. So would you please follow up with the buyer? Make sure this happens. You want to make sure that you tell your escrow agent that so they can stay on top of it, all right? So yes, so once you got the assignment agreement in, now the title company is going to contact that buyer. It's going to make sure that they drop off that non-refundable. Once that non-refundable is deposited, you guys, all it is now the title company, you just sit back. If there's any question that comes up between the seller, the buyer, or the title company, they're going to contact you and you make sure that you answer their questions. But at this time, seller and buyer still do not talk to each other. They don't talk to each other. The title company is going to talk to you directly if there is any other concern. But if they just want information on the buyer end or on the seller end, they'll contact the seller. You guys, typically once you get that all turned into the title company, it just sits back, relax, and collect the payday. Mayday payday, all right? So the title company that you work with, if they deal with these kind of stuff, they'll make it flow and they'll make it really, really easy. How have you ever had problem with seller when the buyers comes to inspect the property? Yeah, I mean, when we send out buyers and a lot, sometimes the seller would say, well, Khang, I don't know why three people show up. So you want to make sure that you tell you make sure that when you send out the buyers, which we're going to have an inspection tomorrow, we're going to have probably 2-3 buyers going to go out there. You tell the seller saying, hey, I'm going to have some contractor or some partner or contractor that's going to be there tomorrow or whenever it is for the inspections. They're going to, they won't take long. It's going to be a 20 to 30 minutes. And he said, well, why so many? Well, you know what? We don't want to, keep on sending people into the property. We want to make sure they go out there, they can come back and get us the repair cost or the repair bid. So we thought that, maybe we should send them all at the same time. So that way we can come back and get all those repair costs or the bid, just one trip. All right. So you can say something like that. So let me tell you guys another thing. So let's just say you send out all your buyers. All right, it happens to me already. You send all your buyers, and all your buyers come back and say the same thing, and the seller say, well, you know what? There's already 3. You already sent out 3 to 4 people. Why? And then you call them back again. You're like, hey, we need to send out another one. You guys, the phone call I'm going to upload is going to help you guys answer that questions. All right. What you guys going to say is you're going to say, all the other guys come back with a very high repair, with a high repair amount. All right. So it's really hard for us to make this work. We are working hard trying to make sure that it works for you and it works for us. So, we got another contractor that's going to come out here. He promised us that he thinks that he can get the repair cost for cheaper. That's it. So you said all the other guys came in really high, right? So you have to send someone else to get that repair cost down so it makes it work for them and for you instead of renegotiating with them. How do you have someone from your team to present during buyer inspection? How do you prevent buyer from talking to seller? Great questions. And I think I answered this question on one of my videos already, but you know what? Since I'm here, let's do it again. So basically what it is that's what they call, you got to have foot on the ground. So maybe you have a brother, sister, cousin, family member, or friend, or someone that you can trust to send them out there and just tell them, hey, if you go out there, yeah, I was wondering that. Yeah, if you go out there, how much do I need to pay you? Some of them say like, hey, $50, $100, and your job is to go out there to make sure that the buyer doesn't talk to the seller about pricing. And we prep the seller up and we prep the buyer up, saying, hey, my contractor's out there. So obviously he knows this is a contractor. He's not going to discuss price with him, right? Purchase price. And you tell your buyer saying, hey, you're out there, you can do your inspection, you can ask the seller any question you want regarding the property, but understand that we're going to have someone there on behalf of our company, so there's no pricing discussed. We want this to be a long-term business, a long-term relationship, so please respect us. And so you can go out there, do your inspection, do everything, but obviously pricing, you guys just don't discuss that with the seller. So are you good with that? So when talking to those deals with the buyers, can you do a live? Yes, I would do a live call. I would do a live call, no problem. But yeah, so that's what you tell your buyer, to prep them up and let them know. And typically, you guys, most buyers that are cash buyers, they understand. They understand. They're not going to go out there. But if I were you, yes, we'll have someone out there, or go to the website that I'm gonna maybe drop a link. It's golook.com. I don't know if they have every buddy around the United States but you pay a fee and they will send someone out there on your behalf, and you can tell them exactly what they needed to do, why are they there for, and etc. And they will act on behalf of your company. And I don't know what the amount is. I think it's like $75 or $100 or $150. They actually sent someone out to actually go through the property, take pictures, everything for you for like $100 something. Do you do Facebook or Google ad? You guys, we don't do a lot of Facebook ad. We do Google ad. We actually just connected with another guy that's supposed to be really, really good at PPC. I'm going to test it out for us, and if it works, maybe I'll share with you guys. And he only takes on one market for one person. So if someone in that market that he's already doing PPC for, he's not gonna take on another person, which is a plus. Right, which is a plus as well, because obviously you don't want, he's trying not to create competition for his client. Do you work with a newbie buyer versus a seasonal buyer? Okay, great question. So let me finish the PPC really quick here. So basically what it is you guys, I'm going to test it out. I'm going to let you guys how it goes. But yes, we do get deals from PPC. It's not as much as we get deal from our direct marketing, because we spend a lot more money on direct mail, postcard, yellow letters, white letters. So we spent more money on that than our PPC. But let's see if this guy can really get us going on PPC. All right, and then I'll share him with you guys. Now, do I want to deal with newbie buyers or seasonal buyer? You guys, majority of time, your biggest assignment fee is going to come from the new investor. As long as they have the money and they're ready to go and they know how the deal is going to be done, I will try to market and find the one that's looking to be like, hey, this is my first time flip. All right, this is my first time flip. They're going to be willing to pay you more than the seasonal investor. I'm sorry, the seasonal investor, they're looking for, that 30% discount, that really huge discounts off. So most of the time, you guys, the new investors or that mom and pop that looking to buy a property for their kids, and those are the one, or the husband and wife looking for their first flip, or that contractor looking for his first flip, or maybe he's not looking to make that large of a profit. Those are the one that you will make the most on your assignment fee, all right? Because they're not looking for a huge discount. As long as they can prove themselves, they can put their non-refundable, and they can execute, I would work with them. Yep. I would work with them. It doesn't have to be the savvy investor, because the savvy investor is always going to pay you at a very, very low discounted price. But you guys, whatever, get the deal done. Get the deal done. Where are you finding these new investor? Yes, the RIA, the Facebook group, but you guys, call all that local realtor in that area. Local realtor, you guys, all the realtor have big network of connections, and they all have cash. Majority of them will have cash buyer that are first time looking for a first flip, that mom and pop wanted to buy for their kids, and they don't want to pay full retail value on the property that's already been completely updated. They'd rather buy something that their kid or husband and wife or whoever it is can come in and spend the time, the energy to fix the property up, and they will collect the equity and not having to pay the top market, and they are okay with $10,000 or $15,000 in profit. all right, or in equity. You guys won't believe it. I just chat with this new, last month or so, I just chat with this guy, and he said, Khang, I have some equity in my house right now. I'm looking to pull it out. I'm looking to jump into learning and get into real estate. I want to do my first flip, and I got some equity sitting here. I'm thinking to, buy a property to flip. So I asked him, so what is your profit? How much are you looking to make? He said, Khang, I would be happy. You guys won't believe it. Khang, I would be happy if I can make 5,000 or 10,000. And the reason why, you guys, because he's making, 30 to 35,000 a year. So on a flip, if he can make that, so if he can use his money, put in some work and can make that money within like 3 months, 5,000, 10,000, he's happy. I said, dude, I took him down as a buyers, but I said, well, you know what, you should think about, because he's kind of he's not really a friend. He's my wife's trainer. He's my wife's trainer. So he trained her on the workout and stuff like that. And I said, dude, you should think about making at least 20,000, man. Because don't put yourself so tight that if something happens, it's really bad, and you don't want to lose money, right? But you guys will be surprised. There's these new investors that want to jump in and so excited to do their first flip. Someone would be like, I'm okay with just making even, right? Just breaking even, or, and some of you guys will get so emotion. They like the location. They like the way the house looks. They go in there and they picture, and they be like, oh my God, if I do this, do that, I put my special touch into it. They get so emotional attached to it that they're okay with it. They're okay with walking away with some equity, with small amount of profit. And those buyers, for us, it's usually come from realtors. So we do work with a lot of realtor that have buyers, and I promise you, most of the one we make the most on is the one that comes from the realtor. Offer traditional buyer commission 3%, or do you set a flat fee? You would ask them. Whoever's going to bring you a buyer, you ask them. If whoever's going to bring you the deal, you ask them. And you'll be surprised. That's crazy. I know. It's crazy how much he wants to make. But anyway, so you ask him, the realtor, I never mention a price. I always ask him. We have co-wholesaler that wants to help us sell our deal. You guys, I would pay him on some of our assignment was so, right? I was like, you know what? In my head, I'll be like, yep, if he brings a buyer, I'll be happy if he asks for 10,000 or 15,000. You guys won't believe it. He comes back and he said, Khang, could you pay me 3,000 on this deal? I said, dude, you got it, man. So, we pay him, and then we always pay him extra money. And you guys, paying them the extra money will put you on the top of their list. They'll be like, whoa, I asked for this, and the guy went out of his way and paid me more than what I want. And that's where you want to be in. You don't want them to be like, well, dude, the guy's cheap. I was thinking about 5,000, and he's here mentioning a number $2,000. You want them to give you, so you can be that, boom. Dang, this guy, I asked for 3,000 and he's paying me an extra $1,000. What a great guy, right? So you want to be that, because they're happy with it, right? They name the number, they're happy with it, and now they're just thinking you're extraordinary person to work with, all right? So, and that's just kind of separates you between the normal and the extraordinary, all right? So those are the person he wants to work with. So, or he or she, whatever you guys, I keep on saying he. So anyways, you guys, any other questions? Last couple questions before I head out. But I should upload a video for you guys this Saturday. I'm going out to meet the seller for the first time, getting him a gift, and seeing the property for the first time. It's supposed to be a really horrible property. How are you dealing with all the paperwork when doing virtually? I don't deal with any paperwork, to be honest with you. The paperwork is just so easy. We just got hire on a purchase manager. She's awesome. Oh, DocuSign is really, DocuSign. That's where we send out our assignment agreement. The seller, if the seller doesn't have an email address, then we snail mail him. We typically overnight it and then get him to overnight us back to us. But everything is done online. The paperwork is really, really easy. The most easiest. It only takes 5-10 minutes to get the purchase and sale agreement signed up, send it to the seller. It takes a couple minutes to upload it to DocuSign, send it to them, send it to the buyer. And then from that on, you send it to your title company. They just take care of the rest. But yes, you guys, that's it. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for every single one of you who have tuned in. Where do you get your contract from? Thank you so much. The contract, how do you sign your contract with the title company? Do you just do DocuSign? Yep, DocuSign. So when you do a double closing, they do want a wet signature. So they either send a notary to you, wherever you can be in a restaurant, you can be at a house, you can be at your job, you can be anywhere. They will send the notary to you, and all you guys, the fee that you're gonna pay, it's gonna come out of your assignment fee or that deal fee. But you don't have to pay for it up front. They will send that person out to you, or you can go to the title company to sign the paperwork, all right? So whatever you wanted to do is your choice. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much. I got to head out. For every single one of you who have been able to tune in to this live, you guys, I greatly appreciate you guys are absolutely awesome. But keep on, you guys. Ask those questions. I'll do my best to deliver. Your wishes is my command. Thank you so much, you guys. Happy Friday, and I wish you guys have a great weekend. Stay tuned. I'll upload a video to me talking with the live seller about the phone call. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good one, you guys. Bye. Okay, now I gotta learn how to shut this down. I'm not gonna delete it. Are you sure you want to stop? Yes.